All right, now that we're warmed up, we're going to go ahead and do this one that says learn multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. To find the product of a monomial and a binomial, you can use the distributive property like we did in our warm-up. Move through the slides to find the product of the monomial and the binomial. So we have x times the quantity x plus 3, and we have the quantity x plus 3 times x. So it's written two different ways, but it's the same problem. So in your notes, go ahead and write those down, and then you can follow along, copying down the steps as we go through them. So the first step is use the distributive property. So you can see we take the x and we share it with everything inside of the parentheses. So you end up with an x times x plus an x times 3 on the left-hand side. And on the right-hand side, it's x times x plus 3 times x, which we all know is the same thing. The next step is to simplify. So with x times x is x squared, 3 times x is 3x, so you get x squared plus 3x. And again, on the other side, x times x is x squared, 3 times x is 3x, so we get x squared plus 3x. Go ahead and make sure you get that copied down, and I will slowly scroll to the next problem. You can also use the distributive property to find the product of a monomial with a longer polynomial. Move through the slides to find the product of the monomial and the polynomial. So this time they gave us a 3x times the quantity x squared minus 4x plus 2. So we're going to take that 3x and we're going to distribute it to everything inside of the parentheses. So 3x times x squared, 3x times negative 4x, and 3x times 2. Notice that the minus sign stays with that 4, right? Because 4x is negative in this case, so the minus sign has to stay with it. Multiply. So 3x times x squared is 3x cubed, or 3x to the third. 3x times negative 4x is negative 12x squared, and 3x times 2 is 6x. And then the next step is to simplify, which just means we change plus negative 12 to just a regular minus. So 3x to the third minus 12x squared plus 6x. Make sure you get that copied down in your notes. And we'll go to the last thing here. When polynomials are multiplied, the product is also a polynomial. Therefore, the set of polynomials is closed under multiplication. This is similar to the system of integers, which is also closed under multiplication. Use a model. Sometimes when you are multiplying these out, it helps to draw a picture. You can use model multiplying a polynomial by a monomial with a sketch. Drag the correct product into each rectangle. So what they want us to do is, they've done the first one for us. They have negative 3x squared multiplied by 2x, which is negative 6x to the third. They want us to pick which one of these, 14x squared, 5x squared, 21x, 10x, 10, or 5, goes in the square for 7x times 2x. And then they want us to figure out what goes in the square for 5 times 2x. So on your notes, go ahead and write down your answers. And in just a second, I will show you the correct answers. Okay, so 7x times 2x, we know that 7 times 2 is 14, and x times x is x squared. So we're going to want to use this 14x squared in our little square here. And 5 times 2x, we know that 5 times 2 is 10, and the x follows along, so we get 10x. We can hit this button here that says check answer, and we get a pretty little sound which tells us that we are correct. Make sure you get that down in your notes. If you need to rewind this video and watch it again, feel free to. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one.